It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny Smith is here. Shaquille O'Neal. Big guy right there.
Ow.
Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Washington Wizards. And guys, for the Wizards, they're keeping pace with their win total from last season, holding steady, though they'd like to move the needle and continue to improve. And tonight, we get to see DeAndre Jordan. Kenny's come a long way since being drafted in the second round back in 2008.
Man, I can't believe he's been in the league over a decade. That's amazing. Either you're getting old or he's
I'm not getting old. I'm not aging at all.
One of you guys are getting old. But he went from a project to an NBA All-Star.
Excellent defender, excellent rebounder. Most of his points come within 5 feet of the basket. Drafted in the second round, but guess what? Kenny's got the $200 million.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us.
It's the Mavericks in Dallas, Texas for a little interconference action here at the American Airlines Center. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Taking a look at Washington. They're hoping they can carry over some of that momentum from their undefeated homestand.
And seeing where Washington is, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the years gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
Abundantly clear. I mean, they can compete with any team in the league, and I think they still have some upside, room for improvement.
Clark, back when you were playing, what were the biggest challenges over the first third of the season you found?
Well, the travel is always a challenge, particularly early in your career, just learning how to manage that. How do you rest? How do you get your work in? How do you stay focused mentally? So the challenge of travel and the details of your craft. And then establishing chemistry with your teammates. We were kind of in transition my first 3 years in Indiana, where we had new players each year. And that's one of the challenges with the team that's struggling to be competitive.
And now Washington's starting group. All at point with Beal to his side. They're the deadly backcourt pair. Green is out there with Otto Porter Jr. And it's Bryant in at the 5. Now let's find out what head coach Scott Brooks had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.?
Thanks, Kevin. We talked about their offensive focus, and he told me they certainly have the ability to get to the basket and finish. At the very least, he wants them to draw attention inside, which should create open shots on the perimeter. Sounds like balance is the key, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David.
Two shots.
The first one falls. Dwight Powell, a nice player who has carved out a good role for himself on this team. You can start him if you need to, Clark, or he'll give you a spark off the bench.
I think his greatest value is, though, bringing that spark off the bench. I mean, some guys are just as productive in limited minutes as they would be in starting minutes, so he's one of those kinds of guys. He's excellent at finishing around the rim and creating havoc with his activity at both ends of the floor. You know, management for the Dallas Mavericks came right out and said they did not want to enter a rebuild phase. You know, sometimes we don't get exactly what we want, and 2 subpar years in a row certainly changed things for the Mavs.
Now here's Porter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Wall. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
You know, Wall's done a nice job, in my opinion, of improving his mechanics with his shot. It's not quite a pure release, but much, much better than it was a couple of seasons ago. And he's really become effective from the mid-range area.
Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
To the middle, Powell with the steal. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. And the dunk by Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
And it's Wall with the ball for the Washington Wizards. 7-point differential. A veteran-laden team for the Mavs last year, Clark. Guys with some big contracts.
Yeah, when you're bumping up against that cap, it makes it really hard to start over. You have to really draft well, which I think they did last season. Dennis Smith Jr. became a really valuable asset.
To the paint. Launches it. Jordan with the rebound. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Smith. Rebound, Washington. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
Yeah, I thought they were terrific at getting the ball moving. Played so well together that night. Really shared the ball and looked for each other at a high level.
Now here's Porter. Following the missed shot by Dennis Smith. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And the Wizards with possession, trailing by 10. And this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first meeting of the season.
And this is a matchup that can frustrate them as they came up empty in their 2 games against them last year.
Guys, you wouldn't expect this year's series to go that way, but after last year, you never know.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
You know, you look at Harrison Barnes, and the question when he went to the Mavericks was, can he carry the offense? Many thought he might just be a product of the Warriors system, which he left. Well, he answered all the questions, and it's clear that he can be the focal point of an offense.
Now here's Porter. And just miss after miss right now. Here's Powell. Connects on the 17-footer. Powell's got 6.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Barnes against Porter. He feeds it to Green. Outside, Beal. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots over Doncic. And another miss by Washington. And for Barnes, he heard the doubters when he left in free agency.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, a lot of people wondered if he could be a primary scoring option after being a complementary piece at Golden State, and he proved that he can be. Whenever he's been doubted, he's always risen to the challenge throughout his career, even going back to college. He can score the ball in a lot of different ways, And I don't think there's any question about him being an elite scorer the rest of his career.
Doncic kicks to Powell. That's tipped.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
Washington calls timeout.
Timeout.
As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. Andre Jordan is second.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Wizards trail by 14. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Smith. Doncic has got his second basket. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Dallas.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far. Got to be more careful. Can't pick up 2 fouls this early on. You just can't.
J.J. Barea checked in for Dennis Smith. Green, the pass to Bryant. Porter against Barnes. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That's his first foul. Porter kicks to Wall. Nice ball movement by Washington. And finish off by Bryant.
Yeah, you know, John Wall is so masterful as a floor general. He's a real maestro out there. Terrific at finding the open guy on time and on target.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on. I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
He dishes it to Beal. The three-pointer, no good. Mavericks leading by 16. Now Barea. Passes it to Powell. Just 5 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. The 3 from Barnes. They get it back. Jordan. Down low. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession.
And here's a look at some stats for Wall. Coming off a terrific season, he averaged about 19 points a game, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Now Wall. After Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. Here's Green. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. As we take a look at the power forward position, Clark, one you know very well, who are some of the more underrated guys at that power forward spot?
Wow, underrated. You always run into some interesting names when you think about underrated. You know, I think a guy that perhaps has finally found himself with the talent that he came into the league with is James Johnson down in Miami. He does a little bit of everything, had one of his best seasons this past year. Taj Gibson, I think, is undervalued for what he brings in toughness, shooting, and defense.
Free throw drops for Green.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And the Wizards making a change here. Oubre's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Now the Mavericks with it. They're on a 20-6 run. Doncic passes to Barnes. Now here's Doncic. He's covered by Beal. Count the basket. That's 7 points for Harrison Barnes.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Now here's Wall. It's blocked.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays.
The shot by Powell, no good.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Here is Bryant. Back to Wall. Fires the three. Nailed from three-point land. Wall's got 5.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Barnes outside. Over Green. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. Last season, he played outstanding. 2nd in rebounding. And he ranks 2nd in the league in field goal percentage. Able to finish with force and even a little finesse at times.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. Here's Beal. That one also a miss for him, just like the other 3 attempts this game.
He's still fighting it, and sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. He's trying to get in the rhythm, but right now he's playing hard, but he's hurting his team.
Now here's Doncic. He's covered by Beal. On deep, Barea. Green with the rebound.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here's Oubre. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Barea against Wall. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his first foul. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And then for Washington, Mahinmi comes in for Bryant. And Markieff Morris subbed in for Green. Washington on D. It's a 13-point game. To the inside. Here's Nowitzki. He can't get that one. Good work defensively by Morris. Beal gets a wide open look. The Wizards with another miss.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
A different look for Dallas. Matthews, he's checked in for Barnes. And Devin Harris is subbed in for J.J. Barea. Rivers, he's checked in for Washington. Satoransky comes in for John Wall. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And DeAndre Jordan, the all-time leader in career field goal percentage, Greg, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the most prolific dunker in the league, maybe in league history.
Here's Harris. There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Doncic. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Washington called for the foul.
You just never know what Doncic is going to do. I mean, which is one of the reasons he gets the defense to foul him.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Was there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was. Now here's Rivers. There's the triple. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Fires from 14. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Nowitzki. That's 10 points for Luka Doncic. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Rivers kicks to Mahinmi. Back to Rivers. Plenty of space. Good. He hits the jump shot. So it's the Mavericks now. The lead is 15. Now here's Doncic. He's guarded by Rivers. Now here's Doncic. His last outing, he had 8 points. And Matthews gets it to go.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Now, here's Satoransky. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Morris, no good.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Doncic, no good. Wizards trail by 17. And here's Oubre. It's rebounded by Dallas. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Matthews goes in, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Wes Matthews, that veteran wing from Marquette, has always been a strong 3-and-D player since coming into the league back in '09. Year in and year out, it is a great source of long-range shooting.
The Mavericks have been solid at the line so far, 4 for 4.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
And, guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season.
2 shots.
Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Matthews, his consistency from outside over his career, Greg, is remarkable.
You know, some guys have good years and then down years, but Matthews just seems to always be on. I mean, you can write him in for about 150 or more threes every season. To have his kind of shooting percentages on his volume for a career is really rare in the NBA.
And Wes Matthews, a player who has done a great job, Clark, of recovering from a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kevin. That's not an easy injury to come back from. He had his injury in 2015 and has been one of the best examples of full recovery from what can be a devastating career-threatening injury. Reached out to DeMarcus Cousins when Cousins ruptured his Achilles to give him a voice of somebody who had already traveled that road.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Pass to Rivers. Back to Oubre. To the wing right side. Clock at 6. Here's Satoransky. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Mavericks leading by 21. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Now here's Doncic. Not a lot of room. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Matthews finds Mesri. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Mahinmi's shot is good.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
16 seconds left to play here in the first. Now here's Doncic. He's guarded by Rivers. Harris outside. Cans it from downtown. And so it's Dallas, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back right after this. The Wizards with a bad habit of playing down to the level of competition. Bradley Beal says it has got to change.
I think our biggest problem was not respecting our opponents, thinking it was going to be easy. We have to realize that everybody in this league is a pro. Everybody's capable of winning. Everybody's capable of scoring. And it's tough to win in this league. So it's important each and every night that we come out with the focus and mentality that, yeah, we're a good team, but we still have to produce on the floor.
Well, the Wizards are a team with a lot of confidence, Greg, but you have to watch out for overconfidence.
Like he said, it's about respecting your opponent and bringing maximum level effort every time.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Mavericks to be in. What do you think, guys?
I think they've played great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Devin Harris is out there with Smith. Then there's Measure. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Matthews in at the small forward. And he gets the bucket. Satoransky's got 4 points in the quarter. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Harris against Rivers. Harris passes to Measure. There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Porter's checked in for Washington. Wizards on D. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Harris kicks to Smith. Misses the 3.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first.
Porter, no luck.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, Smith is a lights-out shooter, a laser we call those guys, Kevin, and he's got a nice-looking stroke, too.
Satoransky, the pass to Morris. Knocked away. And now the fast break. Matthews with the ball. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Bradley Beal became a first-time All-Star in 2018, but he knows the next step is becoming a better leader. He said, sometimes I can be nonchalant, locked into myself and not saying anything. It's just my personality, and as a leader, you can't be that way. You have to encourage your teammates and don't be afraid to say things. Don't be afraid to be a leader. Kevin?
Good story, D.A. Thank you. Now here's Rivers after Devin Harris's miss. Out to Morris. Unloads. Off the left rim and out.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Matthews. Lays it up and banks it in. Matthews has got 6.
Man, nice to watch Matthews rise up with confidence, Kevin. Superb at getting good position close to the rim.
Washington calls timeout. You know what, Greg? There may not be a more likable superstar in the NBA than Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, everyone loves Nowitzki.
And a large part of that is just Dirk plays the game with a smile on his face, it seems, at all times. His play style is one that is hard to root against, having so much skill in the body of a 7-footer. And it's one thing to be respected by everybody. It's another to be loved by everyone in that regard. And he's one of a kind.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Dallas. And then for Washington, Green comes in for Mahinmi. And John Wall subbed in for Rivers.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Here's Wall following the score by Dennis Smith. And that one, good. And it's 7 points for John Wall.
And I just love the way Wall kind of knifes through that defense. He is masterful at slashing to the rim.
Now, here is Smith. 14 points from him the last game against New York. Puts up a 3. That shot missing. And Washington the other way now. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Green dishes the Wall. Back to Green. Nice ball movement by Washington. And that one's good by Porter.
And Green is a critical role player for this team. His passing is really phenomenal.
Smith against Wall. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that 3rd foul.
Bryant is checked in for the Wizards. Beal comes in for Satoransky. Porter against Barnes. Here's Smith. Dallas again missing.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Beal. Mavericks with the rebound. Matthews with it. He's picked up by Wall. Nowitzki for 3. That shot off. And it's Washington the other way. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his 1st foul. And so Bryant will bring it up for Washington. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. And Wall kicks to Bryant. The dish to Beal. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. Beal's got himself going there. His 1st points of the game on the deep ball. Mavericks leading by 18. Smith on the wing, covered by Wall. To the inside, Porter with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the fast break chance. Outside Bryant. Shoots over Measury. Bryant's shot is off.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And he makes that one. Beal's got 5 points now this quarter.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Smith surveying the D. He kicks it to Barnes. They need this one, and it's good on the way in. Barnes has got 9 points.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
Outside Porter. And the pass to Green. And it's sent back by Nowitzki. And he's able to get it back. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
A different look for Dallas. Jordan, he's checked in for Measury. Dwight Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Wesley Matthews. Here's Barea. Still looking for his 1st bucket in this one. Kicks it to Jordan. Back to Barea. And a miss there on the triple. Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Knicks. Wasted no time on that one. He's got 10.
Yeah, they're relying on their 3-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
The drive by Smith. Barnes against Porter. And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That is his 1st foul of the game. Dallas making a switch here. Doncic is checked in. Powell finds Barnes. To the paint. Here's Jordan. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Mavericks lead by 15.
Jordan very efficient in the paint because of his length. Close to the bucket, he's hard to deal with.
All with it. A 14-point game for him in the win against New York.
And I felt like his offense fed right into his D. Yeah, he caused a bunch of turnovers. There was just no let up in him all night.
But they'll get another chance. Now, here's Doncic. He's tightly guarded. Back Back to Powell. Just 5 to shoot. Second chance shot. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Now here's Beal. A 26-point game for him in the win against New York. Wall against Barea. It's Wall with the drive. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. Dallas leading by 15. Now Barea still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Now here's Doncic. He's covered by Beal. From deep, Barea. He can't get that one. And it's Washington the other way. Outside Beal. Wall passes to Porter. Inside. Green kicks to Bryant. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. In terms of competitive balance, Clark, with 2-3 teams being the heavy favorites every year, what do the other teams really have to play for?
Well, first and foremost, the opportunity to rewrite that script. I mean, just because teams are heavy favorites don't mean they're going to prevail in competition. So that's the first thing. And you never know what can happen. We've talked about it before, Kevin, the unpredictability of teams and seasons, how they play out, injuries, personnel, all of that stuff factors in. So if you're a competitor, you want to knock off whoever's expected to be the top team.
Oubre's checked in for Jeff Green. He's perfect from the line this time. Now here's Barea. Pass to Doncic. Porter against Barnes. Porter with a block. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. On offense, here are the Wizards. They're on a 19-6 run. And Wall kicks to Bryant. Back to Wall. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Bryant's got 3 assists tonight.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Now here's Barea. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Back to Powell. Wall with the steal. And here we go. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut to just 9 points on the basket from Oubre.
And that's a nice assist from Wall. Scanning the floor, just looking to find the best shot possible.
Barea against Wall. To the middle. It's stolen by Bryant. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. It's blocked. Oubre dishes the Wall. And the basket is good. Wall's got 16 points.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin. Rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
And here's Barea. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
And Washington making a change here. Mahinmi's checked in. Now here's Powell. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
There's 1:17 left in the first half of the game. Barea kicks to Barnes. Washington with the rebound. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Harris is checked in for J.J. Barea. Markieff Morris is checked in for Washington. Satoransky comes in for John Wall. Here's Beal. 5 points in the game. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Mavericks leading by 9. Lobbed up there for Barnes. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And Barnes is a high flyer, now a huge target to throw to when he's sizing up that alley-oop.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now, here's Oubre. Mahinmi finds Morris. 6 to shoot. Beal with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Beal can't get it to go.
You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Doncic with it. He's covered by Beal. Pass to Barnes. Shoots over Oubre. Barnes can't get it to go. He gets it up. The shot, no good. And so it's Dallas. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a big first half for you offensively. How did you get loose?
My teammates just been fine to me. I've just been trying to run hard, make good backdoor cuts, run in transition, and they've been giving me good looks.
You have not stopped moving at all, and it's led to good results. Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 12 points, 8 assists, and 1 steal. Shaq, what's your take on Dallas?
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half. It's going to be hard to beat them, boy. Woo-wee.
Kenny, what's your take on Washington so far?
Their lack of execution surprised me. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Cars crossing back and forth over the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge as we welcome you back to Dallas. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
Wizards trail by 11. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Beal and Porter make up the perimeter. Green is out there with Bryant, and it's Satoransky in at the 1. It's stolen by Smith. Here's Doncic. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Now here's Bryant. They get a hand on it. Smith outside. Here's Barnes. Tries again, and he sinks the layup. Barnes has got 13.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Here's Beal. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. And Bradley Beal earning that first All-Star nod in 2018, a top 20 scorer. He can hurt you from just about anywhere on the court.
And Zadaransky will bring it up for the Washington Wizards, trailing by 17. Porter looking it over. Pass to Beal. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. Ryan in the post. He's against Jordan. Porter lays it up off the glass. 5 points in the game.
Hey, you could sink these with your eyes closed or blindfolded. So close, so deep inside. Great bucket.
And Beal just turned 25. Have we seen his best, or do you think he can take his game to even another level?
I think the key is going to be him staying healthy. Injuries have kind of plagued him early in his career. With health, he'll be able to refine his game and fortify his defense and expand that offensive repertoire.
Now here's Beal. 5 points in the game. Bryant gets a wide open look. Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Zadaransky against Smith. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 14.
Yeah, Smith makes you pay when he gets inside. Despite not being that big, he's got a lot of game in the paint.
Washington calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Wizards. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. There's Beal with the three. Knocks down the three ball. Beal's got 8 points.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now here's Barnes. 15 points in the game. Goes up with it. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Wizards trail by 13. Rivers kicks to Porter. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Smith outside. The pass to Barnes. Back to Smith. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
Boy, the speed of Barnes, Kevin, blasts around defenders and gets to the bucket with ease. Nice.
For Washington, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Beal kicks to Porter. Outside Bryant. Right side Beal. 6 on the shot clock. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
And, you know, it's obvious he's a talented scorer. I mean, that's a given. A guy you can depend on to get it done in a lot of ways.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Wizards. Wizards trail by 11. From 13, Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Here's Nowitzki, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Nowitzki's got his first basket of the night. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Rivers with it. Now Smith defending. Rivers kicks to Bryant. Ball's knocked loose. Rivers passes to Beal. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. Otto Porter Jr. third.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Smith against Rivers. Over in the corner, Doncic. No good on the triple. And so Green will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. It's a 13-point game.
Seems like he's in a hurry. He's kind of rushing his shot. Clearly out of rhythm right now. That's a big reason why they're losing.
Now here's Nowitzki. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Nowitzki's got 5 points now this quarter.
Love how confident Nowitzki is from beyond the arc. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot to go with that 7-foot frame. Almost impossible to block it, and it goes in more times than not.
And finished off by Porter.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Now, here is Smith. 9 points in the game so far. Barnes against Porter. Fires, high post. Misses off the right iron.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
Wizards trail by 14. Rivers finds Porter. Here's Green, covered by Barnes. Banked in off the glass. Barnes has got 21 in the game. And talking about Carlisle's outside interests, one I know of, he's an excellent pianist.
And you know what? He is. And he's played with a well-known musician or two in concert. Also an avid pilot. This guy is a Renaissance man.
Here's Rivers. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Nowitzki against Green, and it goes down 2 points. Green's got his third bucket of the night.
And a smooth jump shot from the veteran Green there. These are looks he nails consistently.
And the Mavericks call time here. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Measury, he's checked in for Jordan. Matthews comes in for Barnes. Harris is checked in for Doncic. And Barea subbed in for Dennis Smith. And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Mahinmi's checked in for Bryant. Markieff Morris comes in for Green. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And John Wall subbed in for Bradley Beal. And here's Barea outside. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 assists in the game. Wizards trail by 17. Here's Rivers. On the wing, Morris. Nice ball movement by Washington. From about 19 feet, and it comes off the front of the rim. Mavericks leading by 17. To the paint, here's Measuring, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Here's Rivers. Yep, that one goes in there. Rivers has got 4 points in the quarter.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
Now here's Barea. He kicks to Matthews. For the three. That one doesn't go. Now Washington takes it the other way. Pass to Morris. Now here's Oubre. Morris passes to Wall. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. A nice shot by Rivers.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now here's Barea. Harris outside. Over Morris. And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist from Harris. Harris has got 4 assists now tonight.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they're in a nice zone right now, and that basket looks, you know, it can handle 2 balls at once. It looks like now it could probably, for them, handle 3 or 4 balls at once as well as they're shooting.
Hits the three-point bomb. And that's 12 points for Austin Rivers.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Now here's Barea. Defense is right there. Can't hit that one.
Boy, the defense was great. Superb, stellar, platinum level. Can't really contest that shot any better than that.
A nice shot by Wall.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Barea against Wall. Harris looking it over. Nowitzki outside. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
A moment now to see the numbers for Barea. How he performed last season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game. 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
And Matthews gets it to go.
Man, what razor-sharp focus by Matthews, not letting the defense distract him or bother him. He's awesome at knocking down these shots.
Now here's Rivers. He's got 12. Morris kicks to Rivers. Back to Morris. Passes it to Satoransky. And yes, it's good. Satoransky's got 6.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
And here's Wall outside. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Harrison Barnes getting it done for the Dallas Mavericks. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up for Dallas. They lead by 14. It's off to Utah for them after this game as they take on the Jazz. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Doncic and Matthews, the 2 and the 3. Mejri is out there with Dwight Powell, and it's Barea in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Got it. Good job in the low post. That's 10 points for Wesley Matthews. Here is Wall. Mavericks with the rebound. Powell's got 4 rebounds in this game. Doncic passes to Barea. Kicks it to Matthews. Pass to Powell. Shoots over Oubre. And he overshot that one, missing. Wizards trail by 16. Outside, Wall. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That is his first foul of the game. And the Mavericks making a change here. Jordan's checked in. And a switcher also for Washington. Green's checked in. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Wall's shot is off. Mavericks leading by 16. Matthews goes in, fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Much respect to Matthews for his focus. I mean, you can't tie this guy down. I mean, he's excellent at scoring through contact.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Defensively, they've played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Free throw, good. Matthews.
Guys, Wesley Matthews is a pure shooter. A long-range bomber who also plays lockdown defense on the perimeter. That's a heck of a combination.
And it's blocked by Jordan. And it's in there. Final quarter of play, about 1.5 minutes off the clock into it. Doncic kicks to Matthews. Pulls up on the wing. Doesn't go for him. And Washington the other way now. Oubre with it. And the pass to Wall. It's stolen by Barea. And he lobs it up. Deflects the pass. And they're moving it up. Here's Oubre. And Jordan sends it back. And here comes the break. Here's Powell. Jordan finds Matthews. Shoots from the elbow. It's deflected. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. Oubre can't get it to go.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was late on contesting that one.
Powell, the pass to Barea. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. They get it back. Pass to Doncic. Dallas again missing. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. And that'll be his third foul so far. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Dennis Smith comes in for J.J. Barea. And then for Washington, Porter's checked in for Kelly Oubre. And Beal subbed in for Satoransky. Wizards trail by 17. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. And Beal kicks to Morris. Over Jordan. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
And the Mavericks call time here. And Markieff Morris out of Kansas. A spread 4, as they say.
And able to stripe it from anywhere on the floor. A good secondary scorer who can also create his own shot on the block at times.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Now here's Barnes. Oh, trying for it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 3 to end the cold streak. Washington with the rebound. Now Porter. He kicks it to Morris. Back to Porter. Nice ball movement by Washington. Outside, Wall. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Wall's got 21 in the game.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Pass to Doncic. Lets the 3 fly. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Outside, Beal. Pass to Porter. And Barnes comes to help. Here's Beal. Again, the Wizards good for 2. So it's the Mavericks now. It's a 13-point game. On the wing, Barnes. Down low, here's Powell, and he banks in the layup.
Dwight Powell really showing continuing confidence in his inside game, and I think he's only going to get better down there.
Ball taking his time here. Misses the 3. Mavericks leading by 15. Smith for 3. Here's Powell. Goes back up. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Bryant is checked in for the Wizards.
One shot, mind the lanes.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
Now here's Wall. This is to Bryant. It's taken away by Smith. And now Barnes running the floor all by himself. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Well, that's as easy as it gets, quite honestly. Riding solo and coasting all the way to the rack. No simpler than that.
Here's Wall, following the score by Dallas. To the middle, Powell with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. In the dunk by Doncic.
And you can tell that Doncic loves leaking out. They're able to get to the right spot there in transition.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Washington Wizards. To halt the run. And again, Washington no good.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And the dunk by Powell.
Got to give it up for Powell now. I mean, he excels at rising off the ground to punch home these alley-oops.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Wall. Outside Porter. There's the pass to Wall. 6 on the shot clock. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Wall's got a pair of 3s here in the 4th quarter for the Wizards. Here's Dallas. They're on a 14-5 run here. Now here is Smith. Here's the 3. But they recover it. Jordan kicks to Powell. And it's off from 3-point range. Doncic with the steal. Here's Jordan. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And DeAndre Jordan this last offseason opting out of his contract with the LA Clippers. He felt, Greg, obviously it was time to move on.
It didn't take long for Jordan to find a new home here in Dallas. Had almost signed with them last time he was a free agent. Closed the deal this time around. Still has a lot to offer and a really good fit for this team inside.
Mark, you've always been a student of the game. You've seen a number of guys do a great job of changing styles as they've gotten older in the game.
Yeah, that's always fun to watch. I think about Magic Johnson. I think about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
Right.
You watch these guys, and there are a number of other guys, too. I mean, those come to mind. pretty prominently. But again, it's about a concession to who you are for real, not who you used to be. And I love seeing guys play more on the ground when they were high flyers earlier, or add a jump shot when they were drivers. Those are neat evolutions to see.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And, you know, by all accounts, last season was a fine debut for Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, he handled starting point guard duties from day one and was given room to learn on the job. Wasn't always easy, but this kid has talent and showed moments where you get an idea of how special he might be.
Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good. And for Smith last season, the goal was mostly to improve his game along with the teams.
Yep, exactly. And Dallas knew they wouldn't be competing for a lot and let Smith Jr. find himself, play through mistakes, learn on the fly. He improved his reads off pick and rolls and also showed improved vision as the season wore on. Guys at the point have to see the whole court at all times. One area, though, he's got to improve in is his defense and awareness on that end of the floor, because the athleticism is there. If the awareness improves, this guy could be a demon on D.
Now here's Satoransky. And Beal kicks to Brown. Pass to Satoransky. Shot clock at 5. And again, Washington no good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And it's Smith penetrating. And you know, Dennis Smith Jr. is a player who just is oozing with confidence when you see him play.
Yeah, I just love how Smith Jr. will attack every player he goes up against. Chris Paul, who Smith Jr. goes way back with, noticed how even as a rookie, he approaches every challenge head on. As a rookie, Smith Jr. was just jawing at the vets and dunking on everyone. He has the game to back up that personality.
2 shots.
The first one falls. A lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team. And usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. And sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's the hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
Rivers against Smith. Looking to end the run. Rivers can't get it to go. And it's Harris with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Smith outside. Harris outside. Releases from 15. Nice jump shot. Good. Smith's got 6 here in this quarter.
Smith very crafty at finding ways to get room for that mid-range shot. He's got an awesome in-between game.
Now here's Rivers measuring with the steal. Smith outside. There's the lob for Harris. It's stolen by Brown. Down low and stolen by Harris. And here we go. Harris heading to the hoop. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, and you know, the ball moves faster than anybody's can, so that great ball movement and decision making, they're making all the right moves, Greg.
So it's the Wizards now. The Mavericks making the shot. Smith kicks to Satoransky. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. Some solid defense from Harris.
Jeez, Maybe he was trying to show off or something right there.
Is that what you think?
Absolutely.
Instead, it had the opposite effect. He looked foolish.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Here's Rivers after Devin Harris's score. And here is Brown. 1:37 left here in the fourth quarter. And again, Washington no good. Harris dishes to Smith. With social media providing instantaneous news, Clark, players have to really watch what they say now. I mean, before they hit the send button.
Yeah, you got to pause before you peck, and you got to pause before you post. That's one of the things I would tell.
Well said. Well said.
That's what I would tell guys when I was talking about this landscape that they're in. Heavily scrutinized. And to the NBA players' credit, they've done a great job with social media. They're very visible. They're very accessible. They're well connected to the community through their platforms. But you do have to exercise some caution in how you go about your social media profile.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Mavericks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Luka Doncic.
Boy, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in, Kevin. He was so involved in so many plays tonight, a force on both ends.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. With DeAndre Jordan, you were a big factor inside tonight. How important was it to control the paint?
You know, we just wanted to set the tone defensively for our team. We knew that they had some great guards who, you know, really penetrate and break defenses down.
Well, you took a lot of that away, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.